party up Malix's prey.
The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, whispered into my ear.
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
I couldn't fathom what was happening, but before I knew it, I was blindfolded, and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere, and was shoved into something that echoed in the interior of a bus or a van. The doors closed, and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. I felt numb, as I was taken to the place I didn't know of. I couldn't move my lips to scream. Sounds zipped past my ear, first the interior of the car, then the outside, then an echoey space with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse, surrounded by devils, including Malix, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere for you.
Malix walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
Fight? Wait, I have a protection spell on me, good sir. So you ain't doing shiznit. So I'll wait. I could see Malix pull the trigger before bracing myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
I opened my eyes to see Malix jamming his finger against the trigger, trying to shoot me with no avail.
Well, she either has the barrier spell on her, or you're losing your power.
Shut up! I'm not losing shit! This little brat must have that spell on her!
I felt a wave of relief run through my body. The other devils laughed at Malix, which made him angry. Wait, I wanna never mind. I think if I fight, it'd be better. I'm fighting. And I saved over it again. I ruin everything. Oh well. Darn it.
I said, shut up!
Malix suddenly moved his gun towards a nearby devil and pulled the trigger. I stared wide-eyed as the bullet from Malix's gun rammed itself into the neck of a devil boy. The wound spouted fire and blood, causing the devil to scream and flail in extreme pain before falling limp to the ground. As the body hit the floor, it began to almost deform and melt. Blood and black ash poured out of the wound in every opening of the body, causing the smell of death to quickly fill the room. I felt like gagging as the body eventually stopped moving. The body became like a deflated balloon, showing me the true nature of Malix's gun. It was now just a pile of blood and skin. The bullet had burnt up the muscles, bones, and any structure the body had given form to. That could have been me. That could have been me!
Anyone else wanna laugh at me? Huh?
No. The devils around us shut their mouths, obeying the warning of the obvious master of the space. Malix growled before glaring back at me.
As I was saying, it must be some holy magic or some shit like that. Eris?
Oh, I guess she's Eris. The girl who kidnapped me stepped behind Malix, looking at me. Malix wrapped an arm around her waist and pulled her tight against his side before burying his face into her neck. Eris didn't react, but continued to stare at me as Malix ravaged her shoulder and neck with violent kisses. How awkward. Eventually, Malix pulled away, licking his lips before looking at Eris' face.
Be a dear and get rid of her barrier. Now.
Without another word, Eris walked around me. Ah, crap, I should have fought, because then I'd probably be running. I ruined everything. Without another word, Eris walked around me, out of my line of sight. As I turned my head to try to follow her, Malix raised his gun to my face once again, forcing me to stop moving.
I may not be able to shoot you yet, brat. But there are other ways I can beat the living shit out of you.
Fight. Wait. I really don't want to get a bad end. And I feel like if I fight, I'll get a bad end. So we're not fighting again. We'll continue to wait. I'm gonna regret it. I don't know. He didn't say a single word. Knew how to defend myself against anything he had to offer. I was slowly losing my fear of him, and it was oddly satisfying. All of a sudden, however, I felt the air escape me and rush behind me, sucked away from me by a mysterious force. It was a large vacuum, was pulling my soul out from behind me. What was even worse was I felt stuck in place as this was happening. I turned my head to barely see Eris holding a red orb that was absorbing a white seam of air and possible magic from my body. Eris kept her eyes to my back, but Malix grabbed my face and made me look back at him, smirking.
That barrier around you won't be protecting you much longer. Be patient, little human.
Before Malix pulled away, his hand slapped against my cheek a couple of times. Not enough to force my head to turn, but enough to hurt and leave a powerful sting. I wanted to do something. I needed to. I was gonna die if that barrier was removed. Oh my god, we should have fought. You know what? Hold on. No, I don't. Am I loading? I want to make sure I load. I guess we can't. You can't load in? No! I guess we'll fight. No way this is happening. Oh wow, I like the achievement for that. That's pretty funny. No way this is happening. No way I was gonna let myself be a victim to this. I will.
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
Okay, yeah, you can load. You just have to wait until you're done. So we'll load here. And this is... we're gonna fight. No way this is happening. I wasn't gonna let myself be a victim like this. Well, I will.
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
I closed my eyes and took a breath before snapping one of my legs in a sweeping... Oh yeah, I wasn't tied up. I was thinking I was tied up this whole time. Before snapping one of my legs and sweeping it across Malix's face. Aha! Malix flew to the side and rolled, rubbing his cheek in complete shock. I could feel Eris step back away from me, leaving me to look at Malix and shake my foot out of the hit. Malix quickly holed up and growled at me. Obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
You little bitch! You think you're tough, huh? Well, I'll show you your place. Come here!
Malix charged at me, dropping the gun that could never hurt me to the floor and reaching for my face. However, I quickly crouched down and swept my leg in front of him, knocking Malix down once again. Man, I'm good. I rolled back away from the fallen devil and glared as I rose back up to my feet. Just because I'm human does not mean I cannot kick your ass. I placed my hands in front of me and sliding over Malix and slamming the tip of my foot into his head. One of the other devils around me tried to step in, but Eris held out her arm, stopping them.
No! Stay out of it! Let Malix deal with it.
As commanded, the devils that surrounded us stood away from the fight. The group watching us lost the intrigue as I stood up against their leader. I continued to kick, at Malix, who tried to block my kicks with his arms. I brought my foot up before immediately slamming down into Malix's chest. I definitely heard a rib crack at impact, causing Malix to lose his breath. What I didn't expect was him grabbing my leg and pulling it out from under me. I fell to the ground, landing with a loud thud. Ugh! I felt pain shoot up my arm and run through my body as the impact my body had on the ground. I tried to push off, but the pain forced me to stay down. Malix took the chance to roll on top of me and pin me down, glaring and smirking at me evilly. I tried to get him off. The futility of the situation dawned on me. I was fighting a devil, and I was just a human. I wasn't magical, nor was I anything special. I wasn't going to beat him.
It's useless, woman. You're as good as dead. Bet you regret trying to fight me in the first place now.
Fear began to consume me. Oh, for the love of God, please someone find me. I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate.
You have major balls trying to fight me. You're not even a man. You're a puny woman who's about to get what's coming to her.
What made everyone in the warehouse drop our fighting faces was the sirens of the police coming closer to our location. Malix smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys. Make sure you kill them all.
The devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Malix and I looked at Iris with her hand in the air, post-snap.
Eris, what are you doing?
Enough, Malix. We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here, and I'm taking the rest with me.
I didn't know whether to laugh or not, but I bit my tongue as Malix got angry again.
Like hell you are. Boys, do as I say, or else.
None of the boys moved. Iris's fingers snapped again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out the other way of the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Shut your mouth!
Malix summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Iris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappeared by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh before grabbing Malix by the neck and pulling him off of me. Malix started to choke as Iris stared at him coldly. I like this Iris girl.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Iris looked at me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
I like her so much. She had turned back to Malix, glaring daggers at him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
Oh man. And with that, Iris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. I was left alone. The police sirens had stopped. I looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with the large police megaphone staring at me in surprise.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
Well, he's gone. Iris took him and left, and I don't think they're gonna be coming back. This was all so surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that's all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention from his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse and back home. There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Malix was gone, and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with the group again. but at the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down on my heart. It was late. The boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
I looked at Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know what my thoughts on the situation were. Well, yeah, bed sounds really good. I just wanted tonight to end. Too much had happened. I felt dizzy, just trying to figure it all out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
The air became still with tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal, and now they were waiting for me to decide their fate. However, I knew my answer. I couldn't keep them here. I knew I couldn't. They were demons. I was human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If the boys stayed in my life, it would become more complicated by the second. Well, I think that would be for the best. James nodded in agreement, keeping a professional tone in his voice, and replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
I didn't even touch any of their butts. Are you kidding me? This better not be the end. I'll tell you that much. I could feel the upset emotions of the incubi reverberate in the room, but I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted them to.
It was a pleasure to have served you, beautiful lady.
It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there, waiting for them all to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Goodbye.
As Damien left my sight, I finally let an air that I was denying into my body inside. My life would return back to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys and about the existence of supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning this made me more open-minded. I nodded to myself before heading back to my room, closing the door, and mentally allowing the reality of the situation to sink in. Tomorrow, I had school. No devils to kidnap me. No incubi to wake up with. I went to bed that night, accepting and not regretting anything.